Welcome back to the Tutorium in Intensive English. My name is Katie, and today's pronunciation lesson is an intro to linking. So, what is linking? Just a quick overview. So, we've been talking in our past modules a lot about the rhythm of English. And basically, we've come to the understanding that English has stressed sounds and reduced sounds. And it's the alternation of these stressed syllables and stressed words and reduced syllables and reduced words that create the rhythm and the timing of English, the one that we're used to hearing when we're hearing English. So linking is very closely connected to this, and we will see in the coming modules how all of these things are constantly working together to create the rhythm. But basically linking, we can kind of think of this as creating a smooth message, smooth speech, right? When we're using English, when we're speaking in English, English is a language that you don't want to create too much space between each word. Doing this results in a choppy message. We'll look at an example in a minute. So when we link sounds, it helps create that smooth transition from one word to the next. And this helps create, along with stress and intonation, pitch changes, this creates our rhythm of English. Okay. So let's look at connected speech. So as I was saying before, when we say a word in isolation, we naturally hear all of the sounds in that word, right? So for example, if I said each one of these words, turn, up, the, music, and I say them separately, I hear all of their sounds. And that's normal when I say a word by itself. But when I want to put words together and create connected speech, right? Sentences and paragraphs of speaking, I don't want to hear all the sounds equally. We don't. That is what leads. When we don't hear all the sounds equally, that creates the reduction. We need those reductions, right? That is connected to the stressed, unstressed rhythm of English, right? So this also, linking comes into this, because with linking, we like smoosh the sounds together. That's a technical term, smoosh. We're smooshing the sounds together a little bit, right? To make it sound more smooth and connected. Let's look at a little example with our individual words that we looked at just a second ago. Now we'll put them together in a sentence, turn up the music. And it may not seem very clear at first, turn up the music, but we have some linking happening here. There is a link happening between the end of turn and the beginning of the word up. So when I'm saying this, the N almost, it goes and connects to the up, turn up, turn up. So that N becomes part of the up, nup, turn up. So you can see the end of one word connects to the beginning of the next word, turn up the music. It almost sounds like I'm saying the vegetable turnip. So if it's easier, you can just say turn up the music. All right, do you like turnips? I don't know, they're pretty good. I like turnips. I like most vegetables. Okay. Now, some of you may have an idea that linking, when you hear native speakers speak like this, you're like, oh, they're just being lazy. They're not pronouncing all the words clearly. They're not pronouncing the sounds clearly. This isn't true. Okay, so smooshing, there's my technical word again, smooshing words together is not laziness. All native speakers of English link. It is a characteristic of English. Other languages also link, okay? So it's really important to remember that's not laziness. This is just part of English rhythm. But it can totally be frustrating for non-native speakers. And I get that, right? Because when you're listening to a native speaker, they can talk really, really quickly and it's really hard to understand what they're saying, right? So what we need to do then is we need to practice hearing linking. We're not going to go out tomorrow and start linking, right? It's difficult, especially if you speak a language that doesn't link like English links. So what we need to do first is practice training our ear to hear those links. So let's look at an example. Here I have a question. What do you do for a living? Now, I just pronounced that on purpose, really separate. So I really tried to enunciate each word clearly. What do you do for a living? Now, if I said, what do you do for a living? That would seem a little strange. My speech would definitely not be normal, conversational English because I'm not linking. So linking is super important to creating that rhythm. Now, a more natural way for a native speaker, if they're talking to another native speaker, to pronounce this sentence is to say, what do you do for a living? Whoa, right? So we have a few links happening here. Now, the first link, what do, that T sound actually becomes a D sound because it's next to that other D and our mouth and our tongue are in the same position. So we also have to insert a vowel sound. What are ya? What are ya? What are ya? What do you do? That's kind of advanced. Right now, we're just introing this, so don't worry about producing this, okay? It's just an example. What do ya? What do ya? What do ya do for? Now, for, it's a little bit like the turn-up example. The R is going in front of the A. For a living. What do you do for a living? Okay, my answer, I'm a teacher. So in this case, there's a link happening between the M in I'm and I'm. So that M-A actually smooshes together. I'm a teacher. What do you do for a living? I'm a teacher. Okay. So the goal of today's lesson is not for you to go out and produce these, right? It's for you to become more aware that linking is happening and now listen for them. Now that you know, look for them, listen for them, work on training your ears. Now, the more you hear these links, the more you start to listen for them when you watch movies and television, when you're in your classes and you're doing listening exercises. This will help your listening skills, right? You can hear the links, you can start to decode some of those more complicated messages because you're understanding sounds are being linked together, okay? Now, eventually down the road, you'll start to incorporate this into your speaking, but even now it can help your conversations because it can help you understand what people are saying to you, even if you're not producing it back, which is totally fine. You don't have to run out there and start creating links and sounding like a native speaker. Totally not necessary. So in the future, in future lessons, we're going to be looking more closely at when we link. There are a lot of specific times when we link, how we do it, and how do we get good at it. All right. So until then, I'll see you next time and keep listening for those links. I got a couple here. See ya next time. Keep practicing.